Good morning and thank you for joining me. Today is Monday, September 23rd, 2019. My name is Doug, and today we're going to go through all of the indicators on Bitcoin to see how they compare against our trading plan. Now, before we jump in, I'm just testing out this new setup on YouTube. They have a new streaming management system in the background, so play along with me as I am learning how to use this new setup. Okay, before we jump in, here's the disclaimer to say this isn't trading advice, just market observation. Really, it's kind of my own trading journal as we're going through the chart from day to day. And I'm not a day trader. I don't trade every day. I just like to go through it every day and document what it's doing every day against my trading plan as my trading plan evolves. If you want to learn more about my trading plan, go to intro-to-cryptos.ca. I don't have it open right now. And you can enter your email to get a copy of the general trading plan. It's a full system sweep. You'll understand what I'm talking about better here when you have that in your hands. Now, as we're going to jump in today, let's start off by taking a look at these four charts from multicoincharts.com. I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple set up here. And we can see that Bitcoin's held its own 3 times off this bottom now. Ripple has made a tiny little 1, 2, 3 and come back up off of this trend line where it was a real touch and go. Either it's going to bounce up or break down below that trend line, and it's held itself, made a tiny 1, 2, 3 in all 3 of these charts. And we'll go over the altcoins in the other live stream on my other channel. And in the other channel, we're going to go into more detail about some of the live results from our top altcoin signals right now. We're up 24% on WPR. Kyber Network token we've been holding for a while. It's right now holding at 19%. Yo-Yo is up. Syncles we grabbed. CND, AST, ARN, OST. Other coins as well. And these are some of the top profitable coins that we're holding right now, and we can tune in on this to see how those play out over time. Now let's jump into Bitcoin prices and go through our indicator sweeps. So what I'm looking for is the 1, 2, 3 top formation, which is sort of unfolding, and we're comparing it over time against this area right now and trying to see what is the similarities. And really in the long-term RSI, there's not a lot of similarities for me. My eye keeps going back to this long-term uptrend of the RSI and was anticipating that this would continue to go up and we would bounce from there, but it hasn't. So this is starting to look more bearish as this goes flat on the weekly view. If we zoom into the daily view, again, it has broken this little shoe that was building up there to be a nice turnaround. It's broken below that, and that is very key to see any of the breaks at all, not terminal yet, but any breaks at all in the uptrending RSI is where the sell signals are. So that is pretty key, especially when we're breaking technical levels. Let me continue on here. We're on the daily view. I'll go into the 12-hour view. Still looking for that same evidence of this breaking, especially as we've gone below these levels. Every time we're below these levels, it's a dump, it's a dump, it's a dump. And so now that we've come below that and our indicators, our moving averages have crossed over negative here on the 12-hour time frame. They never did cross positive. They stayed negative all the way along here. Negative. Oh, here we go. Negative, positive, negative. And we stayed negative in the 12-hour time frame. Going to the 4-hour time frame, we crossed positive here and then went back to negative all the way through this as this has been unfolding. The 4 hour says, just hang on. Now we're getting a bit of a divergence here. And as a perma bull, I am seeing all of these hammer reversals along this trend line now. It's so key that if we break below that, we are going sailing. Let's zoom into the 1 hour time frame, trying to get some indicator or some reference against this. As is this little thing here at the end, is that enough now? Is this the beginning of our turnaround? I believe these indicators should give us advance warning and let us know. Never mind the chart pattern breaking above this double triple bottom here and making structure above these levels. then I'm much more confident. But until then, until it comes up above this and creates structure, it's all bearish. Everything is bearish. Even with this divergence here, it's not enough yet. Even if it goes up, and it is perfectly correct right now, it's still not enough of a trade for a position in my trading. So I'm sort of talking to my future self, because if this proves me right or wrong one way or the other strongly, I always like to come back and watch these videos and think, what was I thinking? You know, either to the bad or to the good. I want to know. So as we go on to the next indicator, we're watching for what is going on with the on-balance volume. It's certainly not picking up to show a bunch of buying going on at the end of this triangle. Not in the weekly view, not in the daily view. It's more selling going on than buying. And we didn't have that same scenario back here. It went into some fake buying for a while there that caught me off guard. Then we go into the 12-hour view. Still no buying to hold this thing up at the end of this little triangle that we're poking in here to. It's still looking negative. As we go in, still looking negative. We have a dump here. We have a dump here. We don't have corresponding buying to hold this up yet. On the 4-hour, in the 1-hour time frame, still nothing. We have lots of dumping, less dumping at least, but it hasn't switched over to buying. And I don't know if this kind of thing is going to hold us up with a, I don't know, just doesn't feel like it. So as I zoom in now, it's still dump, dump, dump. And should this increase as prices are breaking below these levels, that's on its way down. And it's almost too late to sell at that time. This is when all the FOMO sellers are going in. This is when all of the panic-stricken long holders are going to be dumping or getting liquidated. Because, let's switch. We've got all of these longs building up here from July through August through all September. All of these longs building up while we're having this descending wedge triangle. It's such a perfect place for those manipulators to jump in, bash this down, and prices will crash seriously. Even if temporarily, there's millions and millions of dollars to be made by getting this market to move down and hit everybody's stops. It's crazy. Let's go to the long-term view of the MACD indicator. Good morning, Travertuto. I am still getting used to this setup here of this stream. So let me know where in the world you guys are from. I don't see anything for the indicators on this stream. I have to get familiar with the way this is laid out. Let us go on now. Grab the drawing tool because this has crossed negative a long time ago. We were watching this for the cross negative, and once it crossed negative, it's just been continuing this downtrend. No conversation after that. When we go into the daily time frame, this is where it was giving me some consternation. As it was coming back, I was looking for the cross and that it would continue down. This would be our bearish signal that we were continuing down something like this. But this has progressed far enough sideways with a sideways support in here. Now it's a little bit of a different read. And as I am going through it, what I was watching for is that this is going to cross to the positive and that this would flare positive. And up we would go from here. That hasn't come to be, but in fact, it's gone the other way from this little pointy triangle. And so now that it's gone below there, this now acts as resistance. It'll bounce off of that more likely than go through it. According to this indicator right here, we're looking weak. As we go into the 4-hour time frame, this is also sort of petering off. It hasn't broken sharply one way or the other. It actually does have a little bit of a bullish hold at the end here. Let me clear this off and zoom in on this. Very, very little, but you know, if you're grasping for straws, there's one that it's got the higher lows on it. If it does cross positive and we go positive histograms here, that could be the only thing holding up the entire price of Bitcoin. But a break below those and watching this flare negative is going to be confirmation of significant moves down in my view. Let's go into the 1-hour time frame and see what it's doing. It's negative, but again, it's got to cross to the positive all the way along here. It does have the potential from this really small spot The RSI is agreeing. The MACD is agreeing on these short time frames. This could be holding itself. And again, I don't buy it until we break above these levels and create structure. Those are the things I'm watching for now. It is already a sell signal. We've already had the 1, 2, 3 top. We already had that yesterday. We've already had the sell signal. It's come back below this and retested twice and failed, giving us another potential sell signal. And of course, below that level is a sell signal. Let's clear this off and move on to the Ichimoku cloud. Let's see what Ichimoku is saying on this, because Ichimoku has been the ruler. This really verifies everything for me, and the MACD, a little bit of the RSI, are the leading indicators for me. So on the weekly view, this has been bearish for a long time. Actually, it's not bearish. It wouldn't be bearish for quite a bit. It would let the market move around a lot before it actually says that you should be getting out of this trade. This gives a lot of variability in the room. It lets you stay in the trade through the whole trend. On the daily, however, it's not so happy. This has been bearish for a while, and I've been sort of, for the first while, in denial as we were setting up with the cloud above the prices. I thought it would come up and go through, but now that it's broken below this triangle and we're poking out here, I think there's more downside coming. And the daily Ichimoku cloud is agreeing. It's a sell signal in the cloud here. If I go into the 12-hour time frame, it's also confirming to be a sell signal setting up right now. We had the crossover of the blue going below the red. Let me pull this over. We have the twist of the cloud. Prices are below the cloud, and the trailing indicator is cut through all three of them. So we have all of our confirmations of a sell signal right here in the 12-hour time frame as well. Let's zoom in on the 4-hour time frame and see what it's saying here. Okay, so it is also a sell signal, not quite as clear because of the way the red has just flared up a second here, but the blue is still below the red. The trailing indicator is cutting through most of it. This is twisted red, but again, this is the first little hints of positive that this is hesitating right here, even on the 4-hour Ichimoku. It's not a buy signal, but it's not a raging sell signal right now. It would be soon, I guess. Let's go into the 1-hour time frame and see what this is doing. It's still below the cloud. We're still negative. We're still negative and flaring negative. This is all still negative on the 1-hour time frame. Nothing holding it up here. On the 15-minute time frame, still negative. We can quickly see that it's below the cloud. All of the indicators are negative here. You should be following along with this pretty clear with me. This is following. This is negative. The one is that the blue has just crossed above the red line here. So it's not enough. It's still a sell signal. And in fact, it's a sell signal in a downtrend. Should it break lower than this? And this is the 15-minute. If this is going to be turning around, I think it shows up here first. Let's go into the 5-minute. Just for, not even here do we see it doing strong enough. It has twisted to the positive. This is sort of fighting through. It has poked a little bit above the cloud, but it has to really stage above this to give us some buy signals. So all the way along, it seems to me that Bitcoin is sell, sell, sell. And it couldn't be a buy signal, again, until it builds those it couldn't be a buy signal, rather, until it builds those structures above this level. So for me, it's already in sell territory. Once it's below these levels. Let me now go on to Bitcoin dominance and see what this is doing for the alts all the way through, because we can see on this chart, Litecoin, Ripple, and Ethereum are building up to be staging higher. I'll be keen to see what they're doing and what the indicators are showing underneath them, especially as we're seeing Bitcoin dominance has made a top formation. It's dropped back and now hit some resistance. And should this continue to break down below these levels, alts are going to moon, and many more of our live results from our top altcoin signals are going to start really staging. This trading system does not look to take profits at just 24%. If we're in profit, I move the stop loss up and we're looking for the trend. Watch for these percentage gains to turn into something crazy, way crazier than many of the other trading alert systems you see out there. They already have their profit targets so close to the market that they are going to be jumping in and out, jumping in and out, jumping in and out as the altcoins are taking off. So if you're looking for a trend following system, be sure to head over to the website, sign up for that. If you're not already, come and see us over on Discord. This is the best place because once this live stream ends, we've got to wait till tomorrow, but on the Discord chat, we're talking about the continuation of this as this unfolds, as we get structure top and bottom. We are talking about it. We're going over the indicators and making mention of it. Another thing I want to remember to do is, well, let me clear this off. I want to take a tweet and send this out and say, looking for structure. And as I post tweets about the video, I'm now practicing how to do nested tweets underneath the video with some of the observations from that live stream. And so today we would be talking about the MACD indicator being negative all the way through. You know, across to the negative here as this is happening. If this breaks below these levels on the 1 hour time frame, never mind on the 4 hour time frame is already negative. If this flares more negative as we're breaking here, that's the kind of stuff I want to put in the tweet underneath the tweet about the video so that we can follow along with those. And of course, longs versus shorts ratio. I actually don't have that up. I have longs, I have shorts, but let's go and find longs versus shorts ratio. How do I find the longs versus short ratio? I don't know. Let me know if I can do that. Am I a rock climber? No, I'm a yogi. And for 25 years, back in my youth, I was a karate instructor. But now I just do yoga. It's awesome. Everybody should do yoga. Huge triangle. Yes, indeed. Sion Drake, good to have you along. Assos Man, good to have you back again. And the guy from Greece, who's you gave me an English pronunciation. I knew I wouldn't remember it. I'm good at faces, but I'll have to write that down. Hey Doug, to be honest, I stopped paying so much attention to RSI divergences. For me, the only thing that works like a charm for these markets is the support and resistance, moving averages, parallel channels. Yeah, they rock. Yeah, the title picture with the rock climber is my idea of Bitcoin holding on. Like, it is underneath everything here, trying to hold on for dear life. And I remember finding a picture one time of Laurel and Hardy on a steel girder beam that was being hung, and they were both, it was starting to tilt, and they were both just about to fall off. It was an awesome one. And there's another picture of a guy taking a big step off of a cliff, reaching for money, and the big rich guy's holding the money on a stick way out above a cliff. So he's stepping off a cliff trying to reach the money. That's what this feels like it's doing, is just about to step off that cliff. And when it does, let's go back. I'm still a bull in Bitcoin in the long term. So if I go back into the logarithmic view of this, and we just grab the your old simple trend line, you know, and move this back. It's no problem at all for Bitcoin to come back and hit these levels. No problem at all. And it may not take that fast. It may be much faster speed in the move that it does. something like we saw back here. So let me zoom in on these, leaving it in the logarithmic view. Zoom in on this. We see these big triangles and how hard people were hit with all of these longs in the markets right now. If we have something like this, let me zoom in on this more, because I want to now do that. What is that? Shift? This thing bugs me, but it's handy sometimes to see that this went down 30%. And if we do it up this way, it's 41% that it had to go back up after this break. So we're seeing this same kind of setup right now. And I know that if we go into the RSI, is that what we're looking at here? Yeah. It was this break that made things so important. So now if I bring it back to today's charts and look at it, the daily view, look at this. It's not good for bulls. Certainly good to be set up for shorts. And I don't know what that's going to do to the altcoins. I don't know if that's going to make Bitcoin dominance go. I don't know. But since the altcoins are all making 1, 2, 3 bottom formations out of historical lows, and Bitcoin looks like it's going to do a big correction, I'm kind of betting long on alts, short on Bitcoin right now. But most of the time, I don't have it up right now, but the thing I'm having most fun with is silver. Okay, there we go. Thank you. I appreciate that one. That's phenomenal. I get this. I love this live stream. I get as many tips, hopefully, as you get as many as I do. Shorts, it's giving me, but not that. Oh, and I'm on the wrong chart too. I should have been doing this in the other one. I will hunt for that. I will get myself set up for that so I get that Bitfinex data. Longs versus short ratio. But we can see it clearly here. And I hope that this is helpful for you guys, that either you are keeping your long stops damn handy, or you are prepared to go short and take advantage of this quickly, especially if you're watching the shorts versus the longs right now as the price is unfolding. So this multi-coin charts is phenomenal. You can zoom right in on the 1 minute view and keep a good close eye. Watch what's going on here. As this is breaking and we have this dropping, there's got to be a point when it gets down to these bottoms that it is the right time to go long. So we'll watch how this unfolds in the next few days. Super keen to see this, but now I've got some homework to do. I've got to go over to our patron bull market watch spreadsheet, and I update this every day. And along with AOL Chandra, I got to give a big hi and a big high five to AOL Chandra. She's been taking care of all of the stuff on Bitfinex and going through 100 and odd markets every day, updating this stuff against our trading plan. And we can see here the extent of the bull market in the alts setting up. We can see exactly which alts are the ones setting up. And the super cool part of this spreadsheet is to go through and watch the unfoldment of things going from failing market and moving up into a buy signal. You can watch the unfoldment as it goes, and this matches perfectly against the charts. You can see the 1, 2, 3 bottom formations shaping up as these things are unfolding and as they are pulling back as well. You can see these things all hitting top formations. It's a phenomenal spreadsheet, and I'm excited to go and update it here now this morning for our patron sponsors. If you'd like to be a patron sponsor, there is a link in this description down below so that you can get access to this stuff and support this stream. Keeps us all in the same process here. Let me go see LTC pump. Let's go. I'm keen to go on to the next live stream. I'm going to go and schedule that right now. So we'll track this through the day in our Discord chat as this made a 1, 2, 3 formation and broke higher. Beautiful. Right at your entry point too, Tradovertuto. You've got some secrets. Very good. So we'll track this today throughout our Discord chat. At 3 o'clock, I'll go live and we'll go through all of these indicators for the big 7 over on BitMEX. So that'll wrap it up here for today. I appreciate you guys being here. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already. If this is helpful and useful for you, that's your fee for watching, is hitting that thumbs up button. Cheers. I will let you guys go and see you on the next live stream tomorrow morning at about 5 a.m. Cheers.